It's another exploration with hiddenincatours.com. We hope you'll be able to join us in April 2019 when we visit the sites you're about to see in this video, plus many, many others. So we're starting at the Temple of Hathor in Dendara, which is reasonably close to Luxor. And this is a dynastic construction. You can see the massive size of these columns. There are actually probably too many than are what are required. But the major fascinating thing here are what are called the Dendara light bulbs. Now, whether they actually are light bulbs or not is very much up in the air. You can decide for yourself. But they're located in a very small underground chamber, which takes special access to get into. And this is what they look like. There are actually, I believe, 8 of them. You can see they kind of look like a light bulb, but other people say that there's something else. Another term used is a Crookes Tube, which is a very simple light instrument. And here's a little video showing you the detail. The lighting in here is quite terrible, but it's a secret little chamber, very narrow access, and these are very curious sculptures. Then outside we see what are called Keystone Cuts, and there are hundreds of them here. It's likely that there were originally either bronze or wooden clamps to hold these sandstone blocks together. Probably wood, because that would take a lot of bronze. And now we're in the Valley of the Kings, and these are phenomenal shaft systems that of course were used as tombs, but it's highly unlikely that the pharaonic people or the dynastic people constructed them because they're hundreds of feet long. Here's a diagram of the burial place of Seti I, and you see the hundreds of feet that these go on in the bedrock in the Valley of the Kings. There's no way that this could have been done with hand tools. They're way too long. So you can see this is actually quite close to the entrance going back out. And as I walk further back, these things are perfectly bilaterally symmetrical and just phenomenal. And this is the nature of the stone of the area, so you can see that it naturally fractures. So the idea that these were cut out with hand tools is quite ridiculous. They were probably done using some kind of high technology long before the dynastic times. Now we're at the Ramesseum. This is what remains of a 1,000-ton granite statue. And this is the base that weighs 500 tons. Now the quarry for this is hundreds of kilometers away. And what's most curious are the weathering patterns on the granite, because this is not the way that granite naturally weathers. The surfaces are peeling off, and here you see all these crack marks. It's likely that this was a site hit by an ancient cataclysm 12,000 years ago. Now this is the dynastic aspect, these columns with the giant sculpture in the background. And this is one of the artifacts that I also believe was hit by this cataclysmic episode that was probably solar plasma from the sun. Here you can see that the crystal structure has expanded and the sculpture is basically falling apart. This is not simple vandalism. And here again you see the crystal structure has expanded. Geologists have told me this would be the result of very fast, very high heat, thousands of degrees Celsius. And this once was a granite stone too, but you see it's basically the surface is falling apart. And here again, the surface is sloughing off, and all the scorch marks, the discoloration, indicative of high heat. And the greatest example are the colossi of Memnon, especially this one on the left. The front surfaces are far more damaged than the sides or the back, so it appears that the solar pulse or plasma struck it from the east at sunrise. You see here, the sides are not as badly damaged. Part of the arm has been ripped off of it. And you also notice the scorching marks of the heat. And again, the sides are relatively intact. And here's a short video of the magnificent colossi. They weigh 720 tons each. The one on the left is a single block of stone. The one on the right was actually badly repaired during Roman times. And as we start to walk around to the side of the sculpture, again, you see the front here, extremely badly damaged. That could not have been done simply with somebody trying to vandalize it, but some kind of cataclysmic event. So, upcoming tours for 2019, as all the 2018 tours are sold out. We have, of course, Egypt, Lost Ancient High Technology and Metaphysics Tour, April 2019, visiting many different ancient places. Then in January 2019, Advanced Technologies and Wisdoms of the Ancients of India, lots of megalithic stuff there. And in February, Mexico, Ancient Technology Tour. Lots to see in Mexico as well. And these are related books of mine at Amazon.com. Lost Ancient Technology of Egypt. Aftershock, the ancient cataclysm that erased human history and caused the damage in places like Egypt and other locations like Peru. And Lost Ancient Technology of Egypt, Volume 2.